if you have got one and you have to use it, make sure you don't put it on at night, make sure you're there to monitoring it, and most importantly have a working smoke alarm and know how to get out in the event of a fire.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most hazardous pieces of tech ever sold to consumers. Number 10. Therak 25.
This laser-guided linear accelerator, which kills cancerous tumors with its powerful beam of high-energy X-rays.
Our first entry is a machine built to save people, which instead claimed multiple lives. The Therak 25 was an 80s radiation therapy machine, built to treat cancer with radiation.
Most advanced technology available in the diagnosis and treatment of serious medical problems.
Usually, these beams are highly controlled to prevent blasting patients with a lethal dose. Unfortunately, the Therak 25 software featured inconsistent results, which led to at least 6 patients getting over 100 times their intended dose. Victims of these overdoses would feel intense burning sensations, with a few dying only weeks later. Initially, manufacturers denied any issue, assuring people the safeguards were working. On the bright side, it's now long gone, and it led to major changes in medical safety regulations, making a repeat disaster highly impossible. Number 9. Old microwave ovens.
There is now the perfect marriage, as in this demonstration kitchen, between the freezer and the microwave and quartz ovens.
In the 21st century, no one bats an eye at having a personal microwave. They were first invented in 1947, but early commercial microwaves were extremely sketchy compared to modern ones. For those unaware, microwaves work by blasting your food with radiation. Unfortunately, when they first hit the market, there were virtually no regulations, meaning they had way more potential to be dangerous. The first commercial microwaves delivered huge doses of power, around 1.6 kilowatts in power, while also weighing hundreds of pounds. So, while they weren't quite Chernobyl in a box, you could easily get hurt from misuse or a faulty door. Number 8. Electric blankets.
The young couple who were inside at the time say that the fire was sparked by an electric blanket.
During winter months, few things can keep you warmer than a nice toasty electric blanket. Before 2001, however, they were highly likely to burn your whole house down. They had no mechanism to automatically shut off, which prevents dangerous overheating. This means they just keep heating, and keep heating, and keep heating. Additionally, erosion over time can expose faulty wires.
But as we move into the colder months, we are asking people to make sure that all your appliances that you use in the winter for heating are well maintained and looked after.
Combining this with a broken hot water bottle is a recipe for electrocution. Even in recent years, these old blankets still pose a massive risk, with a 2024 study finding 69% of electric blankets in Nottinghamshire were unsafe. Number 7. Laser pointers.
The word laser is an acronym. It stands for Light Amplification by the Stimulated Emission of Radiation.
While not quite as dangerous as the lasers of science fiction, where they're frequently used by evil villains, these can still be extremely dangerous. At first, they look like a harmless toy, something to make your cat chase around. But if you point it in the wrong way, suddenly you're risking permanent eye damage. Laser pointers can burn a retina in only a few seconds, which has caused permanent vision loss in countless children.
The highest power was 110 milliwatts, which is 110 times the eye-safe limit for an accidental exposure. And that's really quite scary in the wrong hands.
On a larger scale, they can hamper the safety of an entire aircraft. In 2023, there were more than 13,000 reports of laser strikes. Even tiny exposure to a laser during takeoff or landing can temporarily blind pilots, an offense which can get you a $250,000 fine or even jail time. Number 6. Gas-powered irons. Being cautious around an iron is entirely justified. They're used for the simple task of de-wrinkling clothes, but their hot temperatures can make them extremely hazardous. And yet, compared to irons used a century ago, they are remarkably safe. In the early 20th century, irons would be powered with a small internal burner, often powered by kerosene or even propane. And it doesn't take a science degree to foresee their dangers.
We have a knob on the back that controls the amount of fuel that's entering into this bottom chamber, where it's ignited and produces the heat.
Faulty valves, leaks, and overpumping can cause fires and even explosions. It makes us extremely thankful that nowadays, ironing your clothes with an active pressurized firebomb is not all common. Number 5. Lithium battery pages. Before cell phones, pages were the ultimate flex. They were perfect for doctors, teens, and black market dealers. But many of these devices use lithium batteries, infamous for their explosive tendencies. These things are so dangerous that in 2024, about 5,000 Hezbollah pages simultaneously exploded.
At some point along the way, a spy agency is believed to have intercepted the shipment and tampered with the pagers.
The incident injured over 3,500 people, with many victims being civilians. Israel had secretly hidden PETN explosives in those devices, making Hezbollah's pages particularly dangerous. Without the lithium batteries, the explosions would have been tiny. It was so controversial that the United Nations even said it could be considered a war crime. Any device with a lithium-ion battery poses a risk, with them often causing uncontrollable fires and explosions. Number 4. First-gen hoverboards.
The hoverboard is the latest craze and a must-have on many Christmas lists.
In the mid-2010s, brand new self-balancing scooters hit the market. They were all the rage for a brief period, but people became less eager once they started catching fire. Airlines rushed to ban them, and the US began investigating their safety. It turns out that, once again, lithium-ion batteries were at fault.
The cut-off switch, which should activate when the lithium battery is fully charged, often doesn't work. That means that the battery continues to charge, it overheats, and there's a significant risk of an explosion or fire.
Hoverboards went from being a must-have toy to being the most infamous fire hazard of their age. Alongside combustion, they also frequently caused injuries. Sudden acceleration, sketchy brakes, or balance issues could send you straight to the ER. Mass recalls and bans were announced, teaching everyone not to get new tech on day one. Number 3. Baby monitors.
We have what you need to do right now to make sure the camera's set up to keep your children safe, that it's actually not putting them in harm's way.
A baby monitor probably isn't a device you'd expect in our top 3. They're radios used to monitor children, intended to make them more safe. In actuality, they can sometimes do the opposite. Older monitors often had long, dangling power cords. If mounted close to a crib, which many would be, they became a major strangulation hazard. And this wasn't just a theoretical risk.
CPSC says since 2002, 7 infants and toddlers have been strangled in baby monitor cords, and 3 infants and toddlers nearly strangled, some of the children as young as 6 months old.
Thankfully now, cordless monitors are relatively easy to come by, instead relying on Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Number 2. Electric shock therapy gadgets. Electroshock therapy is an old-school medical practice, with quite a bad reputation in modern pop culture. In the Victorian era, it was quite fashionable. One pioneer in the field was Isaac Pulvermacher, who sold the hydroelectric belt. It was literally a bunch of batteries that they'd use to shock any ailment. It became a smash hit, with at least 50,000 people having them at one point. Hindsight is enough to guess how safe they were. One man decided to cobble together a homemade device, which he used to shock his son twice daily, until his clothes caught fire. Their popularity continued to rise, eventually being available in mail order catalogs, with customers using them for a variety of purposes. Thankfully, they had fallen out of fashion by the 20th century.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Cell phones. While the devices themselves are fairly safe and rarely explode, their impact on health and safety is monumental. Well, devices like the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 could spontaneously combust because of our old enemy lithium-ion batteries.
Take a look at this. Some are sharing these pictures of their burnt-out phones online. Samsung says that shipments are being delayed due to additional tests being conducted.
The roads are where they cause the most havoc though. Using a phone while driving is illegal in most countries, since they cause thousands of deaths every year. Mental health also takes a hit, with studies linking them to worse sleep, depression, and anxiety. They're also always tracking your location, conversations, and habits, even when they're turned off. Despite these issues, phones are likely here to stay, and worst of all, you can barely get by without one. So, were there any products we missed that you think deserve a spot on the list? Let us know in the comments.
Both machines generate radioactivity only when it is needed,